From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, January 24th. We have switched from slick to instead of foggy and soggy, and that fog is causing a bit of an issue across central Indiana. Several schools are delayed because of it. The rain, though, is helping out a bit, and the temperatures, that's why we're having this fog. We are in the mid-40s right now. We're going to get to the low 50s today. Morgan County Sheriff's Deputy Mallory Schwab is recovering at home this morning after being shot. Investigators say the teen suspect in the case is dead. I first told you about this story as breaking news yesterday. The sheriff says Deputy Schwab was shot in the shoulder after she was called to the Martinsville home on Beech Grove Road to check on a teenage boy who might be a danger to himself. The bullet went through her shoulder. She's expected to recover. The sheriff says she just started as a deputy but has spent the last 4.5 years with Martinsville Police. She's a member of the Army Reserves and grew up in the town.
The Schwab family is very ingrained in the community here in Morgan County. So she's well known, been here all her life, worked here all her life, played sports here.
After Schwab was shot, law enforcement officers surrounded the house at the scene for almost 4 hours. Just before noon, the teen was found dead in the home. Indiana State Police is now handling the investigation. In Marion County, prosecutors have charged the man they say hit a state trooper on the interstate while driving drunk. It happened late Saturday night on I-65 near 30th Street, while Trooper Azariah Keith was helping someone change a tire. Court documents say Armandeep Singh had 2 times the legal limit of alcohol in his system when he struck Keith. State police say Keith is recovering well but has extensive injuries. Singh now faces charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated, causing serious bodily injury. Singh is in the Marion County Jail with a $100,000 bond. His trial is set for April 25th. Investigators say a police chase in Muncie ended with the death of an innocent victim and critical injuries to another. According to state police, it started when a Muncie officer started pursuing a drug suspect shortly after noon Tuesday. A few minutes into the chase, the suspect's car hit another with a sister and a brother inside. One of the siblings died. The other is badly hurt. The drug suspect, Olivia LaRue, is also injured and in custody in the hospital. Police are looking for a passenger in her car who ran from the scene. Your statewide news network covers Du Bois County, where investigators say a man is dead after the large house explosion near French Lick. Firefighters now say they think a nearby propane tank exploded, but it's not clear why. It happened at around 6:15 Monday evening on Hillham Road near the Orange County line. Indiana Homeland Security says David Baker was found inside what was left of the home. He later died. Crews say the blast was heard 10 miles away. Indiana lawmakers are considering ending the statute of limitations for virtually all sex crimes, including rape and child molestation. Right now, it's 5 years in most cases, unless a deadly weapon is involved. Sexual assault survivors argue that is not enough time to come forward or to heal and process trauma. The new bill would remove the time limit on these crimes and allow prosecutors to bring charges decades later if needed. Many survivors spoke out in support of the plan yesterday.
I'm a survivor of sexual assault. I was assaulted by a group of young men from my senior class. I will not go into detail about my assault because my children are here today.
Mine involved a sibling wielding the most dangerous weapons, trust and power. Those don't make it a felony 1 or 2, though. It still falls in the felony 3 bucket with no legal recourse due to a statute of limitation that protects the abusers because the abused may be like me and have suppressed it for over 15 years. I still don't enjoy talking about it.
But some lawmakers are concerned about the bill's language.
After that testimony, I hate to sit here and nitpick at statutory language, but I'm very concerned that the way this bill is written, that it's not doing what it purports, what we have talked about it doing today.
Lawmakers say they want to adjust the language to avoid an unconstitutional after-the-fact law. The Senate committee has not voted on the bill. The chair says he hopes to hold the vote next week after making a few changes. A state house push over wording has some people worried. A new measure in the House would replace the word gender with the phrase biological sex. LGBTQ advocates are fighting it. They contend such a change would be dangerous. They say it will unfairly out people by forcing them to carry an ID with their birth sex rather than their gender identity. The bill could also lead to changes in anti-discrimination laws. Chris Paulson is the CEO of Indiana Youth Group.
We'll be wasting all kinds of resources, because obviously a law like that will get challenged in the court. And once again, Indiana will spend millions of dollars defending a law that probably is unconstitutional.
Lawmakers have not scheduled a hearing for the bill. News 8 has reached out to the authors of the bill a number of times. So far, though, no one has commented. In Pacers watch, the team stumbles to start a homestand and the coach gets kicked out. Rick Carlisle raged against a call in the third quarter of the game against Denver, and the ref said, "You're out." The move may have sparked Indiana. The Pacers went on a run to draw it close, but could not finish off the defending champs. Final was 114 to 109. New addition, Pascal Siakam, had 16 points and 10 rebounds in his home debut. Tyrese Halliburton sat out again. The team says he'll be out for the next 3 games as he works through that hamstring injury. New on Daybreak, an Indiana high school basketball star is named a McDonald's All-American and will play on a national stage in April. Kokomo's Flory Bidunga will join the West team. The 6'9" center got the news yesterday. He beat 728 other nominees from across the U.S. and will be one of 24 boys basketball players competing in the annual game. Bidunga was picked by some of the country's best analysts, scouts, and coaches. He averages almost 18 points per game and more than 12 rebounds. He has committed to play for Kansas for the Jayhawks in the fall. The McDonald's All-American game is on April 2nd in Houston, Texas. Happening today, a job fair in Noblesville. Organizers say people will get hired on the spot. It's at Ivy Tech. News 8's Brittany Noble has what you should know before you go.
You should go ahead and put on your business attire. The job fair is going to go until 2 o'clock p.m. today. There are no excuses. Organizers want to make sure that you can land a job. Take a look around this room. There are plenty of computers here. The printers are all set up. You can come here, print off your resume before you get a chance to meet with employers. There will be about 7 different organizations here at Ivy Tech today. Once people get in front of the employers, Lance, any interview tips that you can offer them?
I think the best thing for people to do is to be sure to have effective communication, look the employer in the eye, listen quite a bit, because you want to hear what they need, what their position offers. And then present yourself as something that will add value, a person who will help them be more profitable, be more productive, so that they were going to put you at the top of their consideration.
And when people get in front of employers, what's the biggest benefit?
The biggest benefit is you can make an impression in person versus having someone look at a printed resume off the internet or on a video screen, and that makes a big difference.
All right, so folks can come here until 2 o'clock p.m. today, and they will potentially get an interview and hopefully land an offer. We have all the details that you need about what to expect today on our website. That's wishtv.com. I'm Brittany Noble reporting for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or like us on Facebook for updates.
No school at IU during the total solar eclipse. The university is canceling classes on April 8th and having out-of-this-world education events instead. Leaders say this includes the Bloomington, Columbus, Indianapolis, Kokomo, and Richmond campuses. In Bloomington, the university is expecting an extra 300,000 people to show up and look up to the sky. Westfield's getting a new Aldi grocery store. It's part of the larger Spring Mill Point development on State Road 32. That's near the Grand Park Sports Campus. The Westfield Board of Zoning Appeals approved the store last night. It will sit on nearly 4 acres of land, which is not being used right now. This will be the second Aldi's in the city. Your statewide news network covers Davies County, where bird flu has been found at a turkey farm. Its first case this year and in more than a year across the state. Officials say the bird is part of a 13,000 commercial flock. The farm is in an area surrounded by 45 other commercial farms and 48 hobby farms. Since February of 2022, Indiana has had 11 commercial properties and 6 small farms test positive for bird flu. Officials have also found the virus in more than 1,000 properties in 47 states. In your vote 2024, triumph for Donald Trump. He has won the Republican New Hampshire primary, beating Nikki Haley by more than 10% of the votes. Julie Benbrook explains what happened and what's next.
Another major win for former President Donald Trump, claiming victory in the Granite State. Trump held a commanding lead in the polls heading into the New Hampshire primary. Now he makes history as the first non-incumbent Republican of the modern political era to win in both Iowa and New Hampshire. Going forward, his campaign is expected to shift its focus to a general election matchup against President Joe Biden.
If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of this not great country right now, it's a country in decline, they would not have done the damage that crooked Joe Biden has done to our wonderful country.
But former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says she's not leaving anytime soon. Haley congratulated Trump on his victory Tuesday night while vowing to stay in the fight.
New Hampshire is first in the nation. It is not the last in the nation.
Haley is now looking toward other early voting states, including her home state of South Carolina, where voters head to the polls next month.
I decided to run because I'm worried about the future of our country and because it's time to put the negativity and chaos behind us.
Reporting in Manchester, New Hampshire, I'm Julia Binbrook.
In your business headlines, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun is planning to meet with a group of senators on Capitol Hill this week as the company deals with the 737 MAX grounding. Boeing 757 lost its front tire as the aircraft was prepping to depart for an international flight over the weekend. The plane was headed to Columbia from Atlanta. Meanwhile, Alaska Airlines CEO told the Washington Post that they have found many loose bolts on Boeing jets. The IRS says it will redesign and simplify the long and often complicated notices it sends to taxpayers every year. The notices have been criticized as too long, filled with complex legal jargon, and just difficult to understand. Federal regulators have ruled that Intuit, the maker of the tax filing software TurboTax, must stop marketing its services as free. About 2/3 of taxpayers did not qualify for the free service. The FTC says unless they are free to everyone or exceptions are clearly disclosed, that TurboTax cannot say the tax software is free. The Oscar nominations are in, but Barbie is out. Both the star and director. Greta Gerwig was passed over for Best Director, and so was Margot Robbie for Best Actress. The Barbie movie set box office records this summer. Ryan Gosling plays Ken and did get nominated for Best Supporting Actor and Best Song. He shared his disappointment, though, saying there is no Ken without Barbie, and there is no Barbie movie without Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie. The film did get 8 nominations. Oppenheimer led the field with 13 nominations. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com or follow us on Facebook for more information.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.